We want to be really clear before we start. This isn't a defence video.
And it's not a hate video.
We've been visiting Alton Towers for years. We've seen it through different seasons.
We've seen its ups and we've seen its downs, but what we're seeing lately is a story being made and a lot of reviews pointing towards the same narrative.
So we want to go through the main claims calmly and honestly and share our experiences that we've had at Alton Towers. Let's start with the word that gets thrown around a lot, the decline of Alton Towers.
And what do people mean when they actually say the decline of Alton Towers? Do they mean there's not enough rides? Do they mean there's not enough events going on? Or do they actually mean they've had a bad day?
And when you've had a bad day, the frustration is completely valid.
We've all had them where things haven't gone our way and sometimes you can leave disappointed.
But should we be basing our own opinions on one person's experience?
Or should we be going in the park ourselves, experiencing it and seeing what we think at the end of the day?
Because let's face it, if you're going to a park with a negative mindset, you're more than likely not going to have the best day.
We've all done it. I'll even hold my hands up myself. We've all been places where things haven't gone our way. You maybe had a bad trip down, got out to the wrong side of the bed in the morning, and all of a sudden you're looking for those negatives. You're looking to have a bad day, and it's not a fair reflection of what's actually going on.
No, it's really not. And I think it's very, very easy to spread the negativity. No one looks at the positives. No one looks for the positives. Let's face it. Do you rave about when you've had a great experience? Probably not. Do you tell everyone when you've had a bad experience? Yes, you do.
No one's lining up at the end of the day for guest services to say, well done.
No, they're really not.
But what we do see is people leaving with smiling faces, full shopping bags, and people that have had a great time.
Yeah, that's one of the best things when we're at the park is when we're in the queue lines and you're having a chat with just these randomers because you've been stood with them for 10, 15 minutes and they're telling you about their day, the rides that they've enjoyed. That is one question we always ask people, what's been your favourite ride today? Because it's not always going to be the same.
And it mixes it up and it's amazing, and it brings us on to our first key point of this video: rides, operations and availability.
So operations to start with. I personally think that Alton Towers is one of the best operations in the UK.
I mean, we've had fantastic times at Alton Towers, and we've been lucky enough to go around the world now experiencing other theme parks. And we can honestly, hands down, say sometimes it's nice to get home, especially when you've been a park that just hasn't got the greatest operations. You know, you come back through Alton Towers' gates and you know what you're getting.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. And to be fair, they've really tried to improve that as well, putting in all the single rider queue lines. We were screaming for them. We were saying, we want them back, we want them back. And what have they done? They've brought them back for numerous rides to improve the operations for the park, so you don't see coasters going around with empty seats, because let's face it, we hate seeing coasters go around with empty seats.
And anyone who's seen the channel, guys, knows we're advocates for that. We scream loud and hard at Alton Towers for it. Bums on seats. And they listened, they did it. It'd be amazing to get in on all the rides. It really would. I'd love to get a Nemesis single rider, but sometimes you have to look at that bigger picture. It's not always feasible to do that, especially with Nemesis. The station just doesn't work for it. Can you imagine the queue down the side if they put it there?
Yeah, it just really wouldn't. Then it would affect like the wrap users that use like the back entrance to get onto the ride.
Wicker Man, where would you put it?
Exactly,
Because you'd
yeah.
have to miss the pre-show. You would have to do it.
100%.
So if it's not feasible for everything, and unfortunately we do miss them on some rides, especially Nemesis, but you're talking years ago when that used to be around. It's not been around for the last 5-10 years.
No, and the operations on Nemesis, no one can moan about that. They fly them trains
on Nemesis
out.
Sometimes, do you?
No.
It flies them out. And back to the point on the operations, there's been multiple records set at Alton Towers that aren't raved and praised about. Wicker Man, we were told by staff that they got more trains out in the first couple of hours of Nemesis opening day than Nemesis.
Yeah, and also the 13, because what they do is, we've been told by some of the staff, the sections, they have competitions of who can get the most trains out in an hour. So we've heard that 13 got more trains out in one day than the manufacturer said that it could. That just shows the operations.
That's record breaking. It should be raved about, and well done to the 13 team for doing that. We'd never really have issues. I mean, sometimes things are a little bit slow, but that could be due to guest experience. That could be something needs sorting within the operations, the maintenance of the ride. Sometimes someone's dropped something. There's loads of things that go out of anyone's control. We're not mechanics. We don't operate rides. Well, we've seen inside of one, haven't we? The Wicker Man one.
Yeah, we have.
But
And Oblivion.
And Oblivion, yeah. But anything can happen. At the end of the day, safety is paramount. Safety's first, and everything has to be right before that train goes. And that's the main thing. The trains are still going out. People are still having a great time. And I just don't see as much of an issue with it compared to other places, especially in the UK.
Yeah, I've been to other parks where the operations are very, very slow. You stood there, you're like, oh, just come on. Or I don't have that at Towers. I don't get that vibe at Towers. The only time we ever got that was when they had the Retro Squad, and they're not here anymore, so...
And that is a point in itself, the Retro Squad, for still be hearing about it. I mean, Towers, listen, they got rid of it. They put in a flat ride. We'd love for flat rides to be chucked in, but would you not rather them do what they did with Toxicated? Take the time, the effort and the theming of that ride, compared to just being, no offence, 4 or 5 flat rides that probably would just feel like a bit of a spruced up Retro Squad anyway.
Yeah, definitely. The work that they put in, I'm not going to lie, when we first heard about Toxicator with the green slime and stuff, I thought, oh, it's probably not going to fit the area. I didn't really know what to think. And then when we heard that it was going to have a tunnel underneath, I thought, oh, is that going to harm capacity getting through and things like that? They smashed it out the park, to be fair. I was very impressed.
Anyone who's a fan of the channel knows, guys, as soon as Towers teases something or announces something, we are the first to be skeptic about it. We're the first to criticise it. We're like, are you sure you want to change that? We like the way it was. Mm-hmm. No one likes change. We appreciate that. But when it's done right, and it has been done right, Curse, Toxicator, Nemesis, it's done fantastically, and we absolutely love what they've done with the park, and I'd rather than take that time and put something in like Toxicator, although I'm terrified of the ride, it's a fantastic ride.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than just rush things.
Yeah, 100%. Because before Curse opened, I was like, I don't think I'm going to be re-riding that. Look, it's one of our favourite rides to go on every time we go to Towers. We've got to go see Emily and say hello.
We absolutely love it. Emily's part of the channel now, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
But no, honestly, everything they do, I'd rather them take that time to do it than rush things and it feel like it's just a bit of an effort done just to please people. Yeah,
definitely. And I think going on with that as well is ride availability and high queues. If Alton Towers is in decline, the queues wouldn't be high.
No, we hear all the time, nobody's visiting, but the queues are pretty high, especially on peak days. Even on what we think of off-peak days, we're local and we try and nip out when it is a bit quieter. You get there and all of a sudden it's an hour queue for Wicker Man or something. It happens, it gets busy. So to say it's in decline and people aren't visiting, and they are definitely there, we can vouch for it.
And I think you've got to bear that in mind that if you're going on a busy day, especially a big event, fireworks, Scarefest, you're going to have those busier queues. If you go in the week and it's not like half term, you're going to get some really good ride time in, because the queues are obviously smaller because people are off doing their daily lives.
People are at work, people are at school, people are doing all kinds of things. It's harder to get there on a random Tuesday afternoon in maybe April or May compared to a high peak Saturday in August. It is, and that's the thing. Alton Towers is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is in the middle of nowhere.
It's not easily accessible, to be honest.
No, the public transport to and from Alton Towers is really bad. That's not Alton Towers' fault.
No, and that's if City of Stoke-on-Trent or anywhere around Alton Towers, if you are by chance watching this, we'd love that little bus that used to be on years ago. That was brilliant. I know there still is, but the times are massively reduced. And that does affect staffing to get to the park. Not everyone drives.
No, it's a very, very difficult place to get to. And like I say, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's not easily accessible. So I can understand why they have to look at things like reduced opening times.
Yeah, which is going to have that knock-on effect and seem like there isn't as much availability. But in terms of the park itself, you can mainly boil it down to facts. It's the most attraction theme park in the UK.
Yeah, it's got the most
over
amount
40
of rides.
attractions.
Yeah, definitely. And like, we've looked at the opening times for the 2026 season, and every weekend it closes at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. I understand the reason why they're open 10 till 4 on a weekday. Would that stop me from going? No, definitely not. Because at the end of the day, you know that by those times, according to those times, you know that you're going to have a quieter day. Like, there's going to be less people in the park. You are more than likely going to get on everything that you want to.
And that isn't an Alton Towers problem. That isn't an industry problem or even a UK problem. I mean, when we go to Universal, we tend to try and go in the parks when it's quieter.
Yeah, definitely. We wouldn't go on a Saturday just because you know that most people are going to be doing things with their families on a Saturday. So
yeah, so you look at the times for Universal, Disney, Europa Park, anything like that. You look on a Tuesday in March or April, chances are that although the hours might be later, the queues will be pretty reasonable.
Yeah, definitely. All the parks do slightly shorter opening hours on off-peak times. Like when we went to Disneyland Paris, it closed at 8 p.m. Some of the 7 p.m. some of the time. So
it's a business decision.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And it's the world we live in. Would we love it to be open later? Of course we would.
Yeah, of course.
But I'd rather it be open and be at its game than be open that extra time and maybe have to struggle that little bit to find staff to do this, to keep people on, people having to worry about getting home, public not worrying about getting home.
Yeah, because it's not just the staff either, is it? No. If it's open later, then you do have to factor in those other things, really.
We definitely do. And I know we've tangented on a little bit here, but going back to those rides itself, in terms of the availability, as we've discussed, it's got the most rides out of any theme park. Let us know in the comments, guys, has any other theme park in the UK got as many coasters as Towers, as range of coasters as Towers? From as little to as tall?
I don't believe so, no.
We could be wrong. I've not been everywhere.
No.
But I would, and that's the thing, the range of them. We've got the new Bluey coaster going in, obviously, but you've got rides for little ones to go on, little coasters to go on, and then you've got big crazy rides like the Smiler for us big kids to go on and absolutely scream our heads off.
Yeah, definitely. And like, if you just look back on the last 3 seasons, we've had Curse Open, Nemesis was retracked. We've had Toxicator, Bluey's come in this spring. How can you say a park is on decline when they're pumping the money into upkeeping changing the ride experience, improving it, putting new rides in? So that's the thing that baffles me. What other Merlin theme parks? Yeah, Chessington are doing their bits and pieces at the moment, but nothing's opened. What other Merlin theme parks have gone to the extent that Towers has with making the rides better, improving the experience? Yeah, leave it in the comments, guys, because I really would love your opinions, yeah.
To touch upon, it is a touchy subject, but in terms of the liability of the ride, Alton Towers, yeah, some things go down. It happens. I think as we touched upon Staffordshire itself, the weather, it's in its own climate here, to be honest, isn't it?
Yeah.
It can be raining for 10 minutes, snowing the night. You get all seasons in an hour at times, don't you?
Oh, yeah. The Staffordshire weather is brutal.
Anyone who lives near Alton Towers or Staffordshire, I'm sure we can vouch. I'm sure you have to clean your gardens a little bit quickly all the time because we have to do ours, don't we?
Yeah.
So it happens. But in terms of that, other parks have issues with ride maintenance as well. I mean, we can all talk about a golden time that didn't quite happen for a whole month.
Yeah, exactly. Hyperia, let's face it.
Just straight up closed on its opening weekend. But because everybody had already reviewed and ridden it, for those that hadn't, we kind of all felt left out for a whole month where there was real poor communication from the park in itself.
Yeah.
But no one mentioned those issues.
No, and that's the frustrating thing, is Towers seems to get a lot of hate. Like, even the Wicker Man fiasco where somebody had thrown something on the track, it was nothing to do with Alton Towers. And they got so much hate because the ride was closed for a period of time for safety reasons.
Due to a guest experience, it can't be helped. Well, it can. The guest could not do that. And we please don't do anything like that. That's out of Alton Towers' control. But in terms of that Toxicator, we all know what happened then. It was back open the same day while communicated from the park through the app. Notifications constantly through there, updates of what's going on. No one expected it to be open. It was even announced not to be open. What happened? It opened.
Yeah, hats off to everybody at Towers that made that happen.
Yeah, well done, Pat. What happened with Nemesis? It had a whole new retrack, brand new ride, just opened again. It was on after dark hours. It got to the last couple of hours at best, and it did affect us. We were literally next to be front row at the next ride because it stopped, didn't we?
We were.
But did it ruin our day?
No, we ran over to Wickerman instead. And then...
a fantastic night ride.
They got it reopened when the park was closed.
And it was confirmed that anyone stayed in that queue would get their ride.
Yeah.
It was well done, and they did. He got it back up, and next day it was working perfectly anyway.
Yeah, it really was, wasn't it? So
I don't really see. Yes, it happens. It causes things, and when you're there on that day that you've spent a lot of money to be there for, it's frustrating.
Yeah,
it's happened to us. Check the Epic video, guys. Epic Universe, the brand new theme park in Orlando, and we had that exact situation. Yeah, something didn't go down, but Harry Potter was on a 4-hour queue, and we don't like queuing that long.
No, we don't. So we weren't even going to go to the Isle of Berk. We ventured there. We went on Hiccups. That was one of my favourite rides throughout the whole day. We got to really, really enjoy all the other bits of the park. And you know what? I'm not actually that disappointed because I enjoyed the rest of the park so much. You've just got to go and look for the positives in your park day. That's what when something like that happens, when it might be too much of a big queue or a ride does go down, go and find something else to do. There is so much at Towers. People don't appreciate the gardens. Next time, I'll give you a tip, guys. Next time you go, even if you're just walking from one end of the park to the other, go through the gardens because it is absolutely stunning.
I'd recommend from Curse to Dark Forest. It's more down bank. But it's fantastic. Even if you just do it once and you've never really been in, it's a sign. I'm not a gardener. I'm not into that kind of thing, but it's just a lovely place. We often go and sit there and have our lunch.
Yeah, I love that.
And it has something we'll come on to in a little bit, but no, it's fantastic. And I just don't see, it has issues. We appreciate that. And as we said, when you're there that day, you are going to feel it, aren't you?
Yeah.
You definitely are. But it's how you handle that. Again, it's not a bigger reflection of a full season. We've already seen reports and people saying that 2025, everything's improved in terms of those aspects. So why are we still bashing apart for 2024 and previously? They can't get better, and then we're still saying that they're operating at a level 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, so if we can see the improvement, that's what I don't understand, why the word decline keeps getting thrown around when people are even saying how much better the 2025 season was from 2024. So they've taken the feedback on board, they've improved. So why are we not praising them? Why are we not saying that you've done really well, really well? Yeah.
And obviously we completely understand, and if you disagree with us, that is completely fine. That's what we want this video to be, a discussion between us and you guys. Not everything's going to be perfect, but you know what? Sometimes you've just got to roll with it, haven't you? Yeah,
definitely, because nothing's perfect. And a day is never, whatever you plan, it never goes to plan, let's face it.
It definitely doesn't with us, does it?
No.
But that's the part of it. I think it's all about the vibe you have when you're in the park, and it really probably does bring us on to our next subject in terms of the atmosphere, the events, and the vibe, the spark, the magic, whatever you want to call it, the X Factor, the Towers magic. That's what we call it, the Towers magic. But I'm seeing a lot of that's gone, that it isn't there. Obviously, we've seen a lack in reduced events, but that's not an Alton Towers issue. That's a Merlin issue.
Yeah, the entertainments thing as a whole, it's Merlin as a whole. It's not just Alton Towers, but Alton Towers seem to get the
brunt of the force when Merlin makes a decision.
Yeah, they really do, which I kind of feel really sorry for them because of it.
Yeah, I mean, events, they've been amazing. We've had some of our best days at some previous events. Mardi Gras is fantastic. We used to love that. Personal favourite because it's one of them. We started doing Mardi Gras at the channel.
Yeah, Festival of Thrills, love that.
Oh, Festival of Smile It. I know a lot of people didn't like the Smile takeover, but it's his favourite ride, and we love festivals. So to kind of merge that, our two favourite things in terms of Alton Towers and festivals together, we loved it. We threw ourselves into it. We pretended we were watching the lineup, and we had the headliner at the end of the day. Again, it's the vibe you have from the events you're given, not expect something from maybe years ago.
The thing is, Alton Towers still have 5 events on throughout the season.
Yeah, they still have a lot of events. So
Pirates, first of all.
Pirates, that'll be the next one coming up.
Then you've got Scarefest.
Or After Dark.
After Dark.
There's an event, yeah.
Yeah. You've got fireworks and you've got Christmas. So...
And they're all amazing events. Yes, it's all been reduced. We appreciate that. But in terms of it, even last year, the events were of a higher level. I would definitely say that. Look at Scarefest alone. I mean, After Dark, I mean, it is a late night event. There isn't, I suppose, so much you can do with it. But in terms of Scarefest, it came back with rave reviews last year, mainly from us. But from everyone said how well Scarefest did. And I suppose that brings us on to the point of the entertainment factor, the lack of entertainment in terms of the mailing cut. Again, not an Alton Towers decision. It happened. It's not great, to be honest. I appreciate that. But again, entertainment's not something we've seen in a lot of parks, especially around the world anyway. You might have it segregated into a section, or where it may be a show or a meet and greet is a lot we see.
Yeah.
But we don't often see roaming actors, and if you do catch them, it's more because they're moving between the kind of things they've done. It's not because they're roaming.
No, you don't get overly loads of roaming actors. You really don't.
No, it's not something we see, is it?
You get a lot of, like, say, meet and greets, and Towers have meet and greets. You can go meet Alton Bear, you can meet Sir Algernon in the hotel. You've got all the CBeebies characters, like Bluey. Like, he's famous.
The megastar, he's Liam Gallagher, isn't he, to little kids? We see little kids, their eyes light up when they see Bluey.
Dougie, Teletubbies.
We've met Dougie.
Peter Rabbit, yeah.
We've met Peter Rabbit as well.
Yeah, we have.
So, like, you can still do that kind of thing. The entertainment is still there, and that is a point. Alton Towers do still have an entertainment team. They had one before. It got massively reduced. Merlin did that. It wasn't a Towers decision.
No.
But they have still got some, and you'll often find that you've probably bumped into that entertainment team quite a lot over these little events, especially Pirates, Christmas. We saw quite a few people at Christmas.
Yeah, we did.
They are still there, and they're still doing a fantastic job. Just because things have changed doesn't mean entertainment isn't there. And I suppose the factor of that is the third-party discussion with Scarefest itself. We can only say off opinion that, as everyone has said, Scarefest did fantastic. So the third-party company, I mean, they couldn't have done that bad in terms of entertainment. They smashed it. Well done.
Yeah, I don't think they could have done any better. The quality of the actors was fantastic. I really do think that. I do think it was an improvement on previous years.
And I think maybe in terms of just some fresh eyes coming in rather than the same team or the same ideas coming up with things, just this fresh perspective coming in, everyone's a fresh set of eyes will give you new ideas. And I think that's perfectly with what happened. I think it maybe helped that Edge of the Forest did kind of slip back to last year rather than 2024 because they had more time to plan and prep it and get it ready. Dark Hollow, Bear Zone, fantastic. But all across the park, everywhere we went, it was brilliant, wasn't it?
But that just shows you with that event, they listened to people. The year before and the year before that, people were saying we need more free things to do at Scarefest. So what did? They bought another scare zone that was absolutely, completely free, that everybody could experience, the little ones to big grown adults. So they are listening to feedback. They changed the mazes. They didn't bring back all the old mazes. So yeah, they did have skin snatchers, but that's a classic, to be fair.
Yeah, and on that point, we haven't been doing this as long as other people, but I suppose to review something that you've maybe done, is it 10 years old, technically, Mind Tours?
I believe so.
Not everyone's been doing it for 10 years.
No.
We only again started, so we started a few years ago, did our first, when it was Mind Tours, before Tiny took over it. And we really enjoyed it. We still love it now, and it's a favourite of ours, to be honest, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So it all depends on, there's going to be new people coming in every year. Just because we have done it multiple times doesn't mean that the next person coming through, it could be their first time. Yeah. And that's what I think Towers do really well with Scarefest, that the quality of each run, yeah, we can all have a bad run, one particular, but consistently the level of it for everyone in the groups that go through.
Yeah, because we bought the pass again where you can just go through them multiple times, and there was times that we come out and went straight back through.
Yeah.
I can't say at any point there was any quality issues. We didn't go through and think, oh well, that wasn't very good. We actually got fantastic run throughs. It was really, really surprising, to be honest. And honestly, shout out to Edge of the Forest team, because we got to go through that as a solo run through, just us two. We'd been through it and we'd joined the queue. Went back round and there was just nobody. They checked, there was nobody coming. They were like, we'll just send you those two.
Quite a bit. This was nothing to do with any creator program or gift from Towers or anything. This was just pure Towers magic. We just happened to be there at the right time. And yeah, we had a solo run, and anyone who went through Edge of the Forest, spoiler alert if you didn't, but it's a little introduction scene where you see a witch lady person. Wow, she was fantastic. She just tweaked the story ever so slightly to change
she was
things.
like, as you know,
just little bits like that.
Well, I'm surprised you've come back and things, and it just made the experience absolutely fantastic. And that's the thing, we do experience near enough every time we go. There's a little bit of Alton Towers magic that we experience, whether it be a ride staff having a conversation with us, or us talking to random people in the queue lines, or there has been times where we've maybe said something and they've gone, oh, okay, we can sort that out. Fireworks, for example.
Oh, this was a big piece of magic, guys, this was.
So we did the VIP experience again this year, and we'd been walked down to the platform because they changed where the platform was, and we were right at the back and we had a really bad view. So we just turned around to him and said, because in front of us there was a big patch of grass that was empty.
Yeah, big open area where the public can go.
Yeah, so we were like, can we just go out so we can go down there? And they were like, oh, hold on a second, we'll sort something out for you. So we thought they were going to bring somebody just to escort us down. And then the next minute he come back and goes, oh, I've sorted you something out. He'd taken us round to the other platform so we could actually see.
Yeah. And what a view it was. It was amazing, wasn't it?
It was fantastic. And we weren't saying, all we said is, oh, is there any chance we can go down there just because it's a better view? We weren't moaning about anything.
Yeah, and it was where the public, we were asked to go where the public was. It was just bad. We were by if you've seen the Valueworks video, guys, we were just messing around at the back of the group. So we just happened to be at the back of people. It happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To go out the way and find a spot specifically where we could see and make sure everyone else can see, because they moved other people around as well.
Yeah,
so
it wasn't just us.
But it was fantastic, and to go out the way in that way is something that's not always seen or appreciated at Alton Towers.
No.
And I'm sure anyone who's been can reel off countless things, but the magic that you can have again, is not seen. I mean, just a couple of little brief stories here. Let's go story time with the bears. But once we were riding 13 at the end of the day, very last ride of the day, in fact, and it pulled back into the station. All of a sudden, we were on back row as well, so that was lucky. But all we heard was, if nobody's in the bay, you may stay in your seats. We need riders for the last ride. And it was just back because there was a few people left who had ran in the last bit of the queue, and there was no one had chosen back row.
No.
And why, I do not know, but we stayed on. And anyone who knows, you're not allowed to do that at Alton Towers. It's not a thing. We don't tend to keep people on rides and stuff. But wow, the magic of that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That was a highlight. And then Hev did an Oblivion trap walk 10 minutes later.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
Which was absolutely brilliant. But it's not just like the staff and stuff. The one thing that I will never forget is one of the first Scarefest when we first started the channel that we went to, and we were just walking our way down, making my way downtown,
Tower Street.
down Dark Forest, and these two randomers just stopped us and goes, do you want to ride Rita? We've got 2 fast tracks if you want them. And we were like, seriously? And they're like, yeah, we're finished with them, go.
And I've seen that so many times around Alton Towers. That's one thing. So people are so nice, but to have these people just turn to us and we weren't even going to go on Rita. I think we were heading to 13.
We were, yeah.
To be honest. But yeah, and we had a fantastic ride of Rita in the dark that we just didn't expect.
No, we didn't. So there's always that little tiny bit of do you know what I love? On like the big days, especially like fireworks opening day, there will always be somebody that you end up speaking to like on the way in or on your first ride, and then you see them throughout the day and you end up having loads of conversations with them.
Definitely.
You have no idea who these people are.
And this isn't us being content or anything like this. Is nothing. We just general public will just happen to bump into someone at the start of the day, have a little chat, and then you just keep seeing, oh, you're all right, yeah. Oh, you're heading down to Nemesis, are you? It's things like that.
It's great.
It's great. I mean, Towers is the place for it, and I think that happens. Maybe it might be a bit of northern magic there. I don't know, but it's not something I've experienced in other parks, especially. It's hard to explain, guys, but the only way I can put it is Towers is our Disneyland, and I think it's a lot of people's Disneyland. So when they get there, they're just so happy to be there, and that's where the frustration does lie, because when something does go wrong, I think we feel it so much more than when you're somewhere else.
Yeah, it hurts because you have such a high expectation of that place, and when it lets you down, that's why the frustrations are valid. Sometimes we've had days where we've been at Alton Towers, for example, where something has gone down or whatever, and it's like, oh, but let's just go and do something else instead. And then we've ended up having a fantastic day, or we've done something that we wouldn't usually do, like going Sharkbait Reef or whatever, and then we've gone, we should appreciate this more.
Yeah, we should do this more. But that happens, and it's not just theme parks, it happens. I mean, your favourite football team could get relegated, and all of a sudden you're going on a away day to somewhere you've never been, and you could have the time of your life. And it wouldn't have happened unless you had the negative. Anything could happen, couldn't it? You could miss a film and end up catching the next one, but it's a different film and it's better. You miss your train. There's all kinds of things that happen, but at the end of the day, you've got to take what you get, don't you?
Yeah, you've got to find the positives in the negatives.
Yeah, and I'll hold my hands up to the first one and say, look, I've been there myself. I've been, anyone who's seen the channel, Thor, when I go, sometimes I don't appreciate it for what it is, but that is what it is, and that's what proof in the pudding kind of there. When you're not having the greatest day, you look for those kind of things.
Yeah.
And I suppose coming on to our next point here, it is a key factor of what can influence those decisions. It's probably something you've all been waiting for, guys, but the food can make a mass difference on a day. Yeah,
it really can. And since Aramark has come in to Merlin, not just Alton Towers.
Not just Alton Towers, another Merlin decision that Alton Towers seems to get a lot of the flack for.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't understand why it gets so much hate. Let's face it, they've really tried with Aramark, trying to get the food up to what we've been asking for. So the theme food, how much theme food was there for the Christmas event? There was
quite a lot,
loads.
Actually, yeah.
They did do themed food for like Scarefest. So yes, I understand that it might, because of the associations that the company has, because it is a massive organisation with links to a lot of things. Like they serve most of the Californian schools. Aramark do. So if it's that bad, like they wouldn't be serving that food.
No. From what we've done a little bit of research. We didn't want to go too into the politics of Aramark in itself, but it's a massive catering company. They don't just serve prisons. They serve all over, and in all honesty, you've probably gone some kind of event industry of a big level in the UK. You're eating Aramark.
Yeah, it's probably come from Aramark.
It's probably come from Aramark in some capacity or another. And that's not an Alton Towers or even a Merlin or a theme park problem. That's an industry-wide event-based problem. Food isn't the greatest as it used to be.
No.
But it's so expensive to eat. It always has been. It's not a new thing.
No.
When we started the channel, before we started the channel, we've always taken a packed lunch to Alton Towers.
Oh, 100%. You've got to take a packed lunch to Alton Towers. You've got to have snacks in your bag because it's such a long day. It's such a big park day. You have all the food smells like you do wherever you go. You've got to have those snacks in your bag. Aramark.
You've got to, because you just crave things, don't you? It's the same when you go shopping or you go to Manchester and you see all you smell the smells or anything like that. You get wrapped up in it.
Yeah, you do. But people like talk about the food quality of how bad it is. I tried the bubble waffles. Oh, wow. They are amazing. Please go and check out our dine-in package video from last year, because we did try so much. A
lot of the food in one day as well. So it was a really good, fair comparison of it. And I can't say I had a problem. I generally can't. I've enjoyed everything that we've also purchased at Alton Towers. As you've gone with the theme food, they've done so much. The Nemesis chicken, they introduced that when Reborn come out.
And that is really nice, actually.
That is so nice. I really like that. There's the Coach House Confectionery. Pretty much everything from there is amazing.
Who doesn't love Coach House Confectionery?
The black ice cream as well, cheap, affordable snack in terms of prices. I think it's less than £4 with your mailing pass.
Yeah, it is. So you can't really complain at that, can you?
No. I mean, we can all talk about Burger Kitchen and Just Chicken, but they're just staples of theme park food. You're going to get that whether you go Disney, whether you go Universal, Europa Park, wherever you go, you're going to get chicken strips and burgers.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
It's going to have that quick service restaurant that's probably not as good as everywhere else.
If you've seen the channel, again, as we keep saying, and please do watch some of these old videos, guys, because we're not trying to hype anything up. These are our opinions. I love a burger. Call me the Burger Bear. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with those burgers. By all means, they're not the greatest. They're not going to be gourmet kitchen burgers or anything super fancy, but they'll do the job. They're absolutely fine. And if you do want a lovely burger at Alton Towers, our top tip is probably maybe do save your money for the end of the day and go Secret Garden.
Yeah, I love Secret Garden. Oh. I would personally say that's the best place to eat on Alton Towers. Yeah, definitely. And I've never had a problem. I've tried most of the menu, because one of our favourite things to do after like a Scarefest day is to nip in there just as a little treat.
Yeah. And that's the point of no one's going. It's hard to get a reservation.
Oh, yeah. So, it is very roller coaster restaurant.
Do get them.
Yeah, do book roller coaster restaurant reservations before your park day, because you won't be able to get a reservation there. We always struggle, so...
There's always a queue outside roller coaster restaurant, and Woodcutters is Oak and Change now.
Yeah,
always a queue outside there. So, like, seeing as though people still eating the food, it's still going down.
Yeah, and
back to Secret Garden. Wow, you have literally tried almost everything. I think there's one main course you haven't tried.
Yeah, that's the pork cutlet. I've seen somebody have it, and it looks absolutely delicious. It's just not my sort of dish that I would choose, but oh my goodness, I love it.
Were lovely as well, weren't they?
That giant dessert that we had. Remember the share of dessert?
So there's a share of dessert, and even the service. I get the service as well. It's fantastic. We have such a laugh with the people in there, don't we? But anyway, the lad who bring it to was like, "You won't finish that. You won't finish that." I was like, "We've just done a Scarefest day. Watch us."
And we did.
We did, yeah. But we were very full afterwards.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, the food, it is what it is, isn't it? And I suppose that's what you've got to take of it from what you can. Yes, if you go Burger Kitchen and maybe it's a very busy day, you can, yeah. And if you have a bad burger, if you've had a bad, go and tell.
Yeah, if you go and speak to them.
It's the same as if you went McDonald's, isn't it?
Yeah, they will sort it out for you. We didn't, when we were in Secret Garden once, Jake doesn't like burger sauce, and they accidentally put the burger sauce on. So we turned round to him and said, he took the bun off and goes, "Can you just get me a new bun? I'm fine with the burger." It off.
It happens. I'm used to have sorted me out. I'm like a child.
They come out with a brand spanking new burger. So Jake had 4 burger patties.
They were like that. It was crazy.
It was crazy.
I was very full that night. But thank you again, Secret Garden. Yeah. They went down very well. But no, to sum up the Aramark, the food situation, it's definitely not something I think you can blame Alton Towers for, especially with it being a Merlin decision. And as we say, it's more of an industry entertainment decision. It's the way things are going. Yeah, you go to small events and you probably are going to see that higher quality food, but it's 1 or 2 food trucks that are serving a few hundred people.
Yeah, not thousands and thousands of people daily.
Yeah.
So you've got to take that into account as well, really.
Businesses are businesses, aren't they?
Yeah.
And to be honest, the only place we've ever been where the food is absolutely amazing for such capacity is Glastonbury. That is the only place where it's ever happened.
Yeah. Oh,
so, fingers crossed. So now it really coming on to the next section of the video, being the maintenance and the upkeep of the park, something that we do hear a lot about, and we're hearing how much that apparently Alton Towers looks a mess.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's pristine every time we go. I've never been to Towers and thought this looks untidy or it's messy. They have litter pickers constantly walking around that park, making sure that it's clean and that it's tidy. The amount of work that they've put in over the last couple of seasons to get that park looking nice and shiny, I don't understand.
I can't, it's unreal. I mean, and just generally, here's some really quick things that you may or may not know, but the park's been jet washed from top to bottom the last 2 off seasons. I'd like to hope it's happened this season, but we've already seen pictures of Corkscrew being cleaned.
Yeah.
So that's definitely happening.
Yeah.
Galactico had a full deep clean not too long ago.
And it had its obviously sign replaced as well because of the wind damage that there was.
Yeah. Yeah, the Galactica sign, yeah. But in terms of the upkeep there and then, they got that sign fixed after all the pictures spread that we all thought it was being changed to something else. It was just wind damage. But in terms of Galactica, the actual portal that you see, especially if you're going out of the park or coming in through the hotel entrance, that was actually fixed by an apprentice team that took the project upon themselves to go and fix that for Alton Towers.
Was it Staff's Uni in connection with them?
I'm not 100% sure, but it may have been the apprentice, because they do work with a lot of local places, don't they, Towers?
Yeah, they do.
But from my understanding, an apprenticeship engineering team pitched the idea of, look, we'll fix this for you.
Yeah.
They worked out a budget of what they can do. Alton Towers obviously didn't have much to give them, but did what they could. And look at it, got it fixed. Absolutely amazing.
And at the end of the day, the value for them is the experience, not getting money for fixing that. But how good was the portal when it sounds, the lights going off? Yeah, that's just one little thing. And then in that same area, what about all the graffiti that Toxicator got at the beginning of the season?
Yeah.
Within
it looked a mess,
weeks.
In all honesty. Within weeks of it being open. And what did they do? Cleaned it straight away. Sorted
it out. And after a couple of weeks went through, it was fresh. They'd redone everything. So if the maintenance isn't there, they wouldn't have bothered with that.
No, and graffiti is something we see at all theme parks. It's not an Alton Towers tradition. It's an issue that happens at Alton Towers, and I'm sorry, it's guest experience. If no one graffitied, it wouldn't be there.
No, and please don't do it.
Please don't do it now. But in terms of the upkeep itself, we could reel off so many things that Alton Towers have done that aren't mentioned.
What about the millions of pounds in stained glass windows that they spent to get for the towers?
A couple of years ago for the tower to restore the towers, the restoration they've done on the towers alone, that again, it's been behind closed doors. We've not been able to go in there as much, but unfortunately, that's through guest experience.
Well, apparently it was staff caused some graffiti, which I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what people were saying.
I'd like to think that's been dealt with within the park themselves. But the chapel's back open.
Exactly. So they are, and you can go on the garden and towers tour. Yeah, it's £10, but I think it's worth £10, 100%. They go through all the heritage. Now that we go through the gardens, we try and spot the hounds.
Yeah, so that'll be a thing if you go on the tour. We'd highly recommend, and as I have said, it may go up as things do. Cost of living, Asda's quite expensive at the moment.
Oh yeah, just for a bottle of milk.
For the little price it is, in all honesty, we experience so much on that tour that we talk about now when we are going through, and you're just going to take a whole new aspect of it. I mean, it's not something for us, the gardens or the historic value of towers, but it's something the park have got and really leaned into. And if you really want to take something away, you can get so much information. The staff are willing to chat to you all day about the gardens and the towers.
Yeah.
They absolutely love the place, don't they? But the windows aren't the only things they've been doing. They've done all things around the park, to be honest. The Mutiny Bay, they had a new canopy not too long ago.
And Marauders Mayhem got rethatched.
That happened a few seasons ago.
And then the Wicker Man extension of the entrance to make it wider.
Yeah, so anyone who goes on Wicker Man, it can get a bit bottlenecked. Towers realised that. So they made it a bit bigger.
Yeah.
Just so they could get everyone through that. Little changes like that. Not too long ago, I believe, for all kind of outside-based staff that are like, where they scan your fast tracks and things. I don't quite know what batching stuff. They did little shelters for them.
Yeah, they did.
Because they used to get wet and it was cold, wasn't it? So they built it's not a mop, but it keeps them dry.
Yeah, and that's really, really good.
Yeah, so all the changes that happen aren't always just for the guests. They are for the better of the park and the staff themselves as well.
Yeah, it's for everybody's experience, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And you can't do everything in one season either. We've got to appreciate the amount of money and effort that they've put into these rides that they've revamped and the other bits and pieces where they have spent money to keep the park looking its best. I mean, how much must it cost to keep those gardens pristine?
Yeah, it must cost a fortune. You do often see people in the gardens maintaining it.
Yeah, they're doing the cottage at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, I believe so. So we personally don't feel or see where this idea that the park has run down has come from. In all honesty, it's one of the many compliments that Alton Towers get, that Tower Street looks amazing, whether it's Scarefest, an event or not. It looks brilliant, bright and colourful walking into there.
They did all the window stickers not that long ago to make Tower Street look absolutely fantastic. They did the Smiler, they were through the season upkeeping that so it looked nice and fresh.
They fixed the Marmalizer.
Yeah, they did.
But they've done so much that you don't quite appreciate. I mean, was it just last season that the Sky Ride came back?
Oh yeah, they had to spend millions of pounds, not just to fix it so it was like, oh yeah, it'll ride for a bit, to actually proper ensure that it's going to be there to last.
Yeah, and it's going to be there for years to come. I mean, I'm terrified of the Sky Ride, so it's not something I'd be going on, but it is needed for a lot of people to get around the park. That's another point. The park is massive. It's a lot easier to send engineers and maintain things in a much smaller, confined space. It can only take time for them to physically to get places. And the Sky Ride's a brilliant example of how they've put the money in, done it properly, and fingers crossed it will be there for years to come.
Yeah.
As you said, they spent a lot of money on Hex.
Yeah, they did spend a lot of money on Hex, getting that back to its best. And I'm not being funny, the improvements that I think that they made, I know a lot of people don't like the new lights in it, but I personally think that the experience is better. You should see the kids.
I love it.
When they're on the ride and then they see all the lights and everything and you hear the, it's fantastic. Isn't that what it's all about?
It's close to Disney level of magic, that little moments. We've all been on a ride, or if you haven't, if hopefully you can go to Disney at some point. There's those little points that they don't really mean much, they don't really do much, but you hear a crowd go, wow, little bits like that. And like you say, I love the lights on Hex. I think it's fantastic. And I've never known Hex be one who's colourful regarding of the effect, the butterfly effect, the whatever you want of feathers. But in terms of the overall colours and the aesthetics in Hex, when all the lights are just on, and it's all purpley and bluey and pink. And
I love it.
It just looks so cool. We're suckers for LEDs, as you can see, guys. We love lights. And that's the thing, Nemesis and Forbidden Valley, especially in the dark, looks fantastic.
Oh, it really does, doesn't it?
And the inclusion of Toxicator, the green that bounces off it, I didn't know if it was going to work, but it's brilliant. It looks fantastic. You can stand at the top of the Nemesis queue, look across the valley on Scarefest night, and the colours, especially when there's that kind of hue and the smoke in the air, and it looks amazing. So again, it's not something we personally can say we've experienced, and I'm sure when you do visit multiple times, I mean, we do notice little things. You're like, oh, that could do with the liquor paint, or that could do that. I'm sure it's on the list.
Yeah, but the amount of times I go and I'm like, oh, if they touched that up,
yeah.
Oh, that looks like it's been revamped. Oh, that's looking good.
New. Yeah, a little bit you notice it, don't you?
Yeah, we really do.
And I do think it looks amazing, and there's other places that are in the same position. I mean, there's other theme parks that I would say generally don't look as good as Alton Towers.
Yeah, definitely. There are theme parks where the rides do need a good lick of paint, to be honest.
Yeah, there is, to be honest, isn't there? There's definitely, we don't want to call any other parks out or anything like that, but I mean, there was a brand new coaster that's gone rusty very quickly. Yeah,
with the water effects not working, and it's under 2 years old. So I personally don't understand why people say that the maintenance and upkeep just isn't there with Towers, because I personally think that it is.
in our opinions. And if you don't think that, guys, that's fine. Completely understandable. Judge it on your day and your day alone. This is just our experience and something, again, we're trying to really emphasize. We want the discussion. Leave it in the comments. Tell us what you think about Alton Towers, your bad times, your good times, what you want from the park, what you miss from the park.
Yeah, have you had any Towers magic moments where it's something that you'll never forget, or something that's really, really improved your day, and it's like the smallest thing, just somebody smiling at you, or having a chat with one of the ride hosts, because they're absolutely fantastic.
Or you got on barrel 5 in Marauders Mayhem because it's the Spin East one. Anything, let us know. We're happy to have a chat, guys. Honestly, we love the place and we just want to show our passion and support. We not want to just blindly defend the place. We understand every park has issues.
Yeah, definitely. And I am one of the biggest people to call Towers out when something's not right. If you watch plenty of our videos, if something that Towers could have done better with, I tell them.
Yeah. Hashtag bums on seats, and they listened.
Yeah, and the Spinball Wizard incident, well, they sorted that out because the next time that we went on it, there was somebody collecting bags. So they listened to the feedback, which is even better. You can't ask for anything more, really.
And that really does bring us on to our last key point of this video, is where is this idea that Alton Towers is in decline come from? And the more we see it and more I hear from it, it seems to be coming from the same kind of position and places, and that's online reviews and social media. I mean, we're maybe hypocrites to do this video in itself because we are running a social media channel, but I just think when all you see when you go online is the negative sides of Towers, that maybe something's closed, or this doesn't look right, or this needs a clean. I mean, it comes across negatively, and then when maybe it's your first time going the park, especially, like, we never had annual passes growing up. It's something we've only done very recently. So to go Alton Towers, it was like going Disneyland.
Yeah, it really was, wasn't it? We'd only, if I was lucky enough to even go once a year.
But if all I've done before I visited that place is just see review after review and disaster this, poor this. We've all seen the thumbnails, the headlines, the tweets, the Instagram posts. We've watched the videos, we've all listened. But to then go to the park, you're going to be expecting that. And then if something does go wrong, as we say, it hits that much harder.
Yeah, it really does. And I don't think we realise how much reading these reviews does actually affect what we actually think of somewhere before we go.
All we're doing in this video is asking you guys just to basically just have your own opinion, think for yourselves when you're there. Not everything's going to be perfect. It hasn't. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, Alton Towers.
Yeah, but please share your good experiences, because that is the best thing that you can do. Negativity spreads like wildfire. Positivity doesn't, but that's what we need. We just find the positive in everything. I'm not being funny. Do you know what? One of the things that makes me smile the most on Instagram, when I don't rarely flick through it, but occasionally, Merlin's Magic Wand, because they share the lovely stories of the families that have had a fantastic day. And that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Making these memories with your family, having that
Fantastic
time.
days.
Yeah.
The stories you've told me, you've recently told me one about a little lad opened the park, didn't they?
Yeah, open Sharkbait Reef. I got to go through it before the park had even opened. They proper made their family a VIP day. They had a host that took them round. And it's something that the family needed because they're going through such a tough time. But they need to see the positive stories before they go, because that's what they've asked Merlin's Magic Wand for, a day at Alton Towers. So let's spread the positive, let's share how good it actually is.
Yeah, it's just not living that kind of vibe, to be honest. At the end of the day, we can all have our opinions, we can all say what we want. We've said enough about Alton Towers and many other places, but they're our thoughts. Don't listen to what we have. Don't take it for a pinch of salt. It's just our thoughts on one particular day. It doesn't mean a park's in decline. especially when a lot of these thoughts and reviews and opinions are coming from 2024 and previous. A lot of the stuff you hear about is from years ago.
2015, it's like we're in 2026. Why are we still looking at that? Things change, and the park has clearly changed from 2020. 15 or whatever.
From the 90s, I mean, we don't go to Alton Towers now and do the same things as we did when we started the channel, as when we were kids. You adapt as you get older, and I think to review a place on somewhere and how you enjoyed something when you were maybe a teenager and you are now in your 30s, you've got to adapt and change and look at the growing up of life, haven't you? Like the park has, we have.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not being funny. The park has really tried to ensure that the family can go. Like, they've included the family things for Scarefest, for example. They're doing the new Bluey ride. It's to get everyone to go there and enjoy it. So it's not going to be the same as it was years and years ago, unfortunately. But let's look at the things that it has got now. I mean, Wicker Man. What a fantastic ride that is.
Fantastic ride. Go on the dark, guys. It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
But honestly, Wicker Man in itself, Nemesis, that could have... We even heard plans on when we did the Nemesis VIP things. We even saw plans. John Burton discussed them, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was never even going to come back. It was going to be a brand new ride. It was even going to take up a lot of Galactica space as well. So it was a real big investment they were going to do. But they made the decision to go, no, let's keep this world-class coaster and bring it back up to its height, its peak.
Yeah, because there'll be some people that got to relive that 1994 opening again.
And there's nothing that can beat nostalgia, and I think that blinds some reviews. But to give people an experience that, again, we've got friends who were there the opening day back then and were there on the opening day when it come back. We got to live an opening day that I've never experienced that at Alton Towers.
No.
Let alone around the world. It's crazy to think about, and I think especially a lot of people and creators and ourselves, I think we lose sight of how lucky we are and the experiences that we get to have.
I definitely agree. And I think to stem off from that, I'm going to mention the creator program.
It's a touchy subject, but
it's just really sad the amount of negativity that project got. At the end of the day, that was somebody's idea. Somebody had put their time, their heart into that. And unfortunately, the narrative of people ruined that. We got so much hate from just being on the programme, which I don't understand why.
And we know a lot of creators on the programme that also did as well.
Yeah, and it's just, the park were trying to do something positive. They were trying to show people the things that they have available, the new VIP experiences that you can do. And unfortunately, because there was such a negative backing from the beginning, it was doomed to fail at the end of the day.
It never fully got going to what it fully could have been. And it was the park's real attempt at reaching out to creators and influencers and the online community in itself and the wider aspect to work with us and see and do and listen to us.
And the comments that people were making saying, oh, you've been forced to say this, you're not allowed to say that. I don't know what meetings you were in, because it wasn't the same ones as what I was in. And a lot of this come from people that weren't even on the programme. So how do you know that information? We all know how Chinese whispers works. You get told something and it changes every time it goes through people. And that's exactly what happened with that.
Yeah, I think rumours spread like wildfire and there was no confirmation that was really made. We can hold our hands up. Maybe we were the ones who should have done that. Maybe there was bigger people on the creator programme who should have done that. I don't know. But we can hands on hearts say we were never told what to say. We were never told what to do. Nope. We were never even expected to post anything. No. We were never encouraged really to post anything. Our opinions were fully valid on our own. Yes, we had experiences from Alton Towers. Yes, they were amazing. Yes, we reviewed them.
And yes, did we pay to do them again? Or if one of us did it and the other one didn't, did we? Yes, we did, because we absolutely love the park and we love the experiences.
But that was also part of it, that it gave people like ourselves as smaller creators the chance to learn and be in an environment with other creators, and we got to talk to people and learn things that we would never have our exposure to at this level.
No, we wouldn't. Like at the end of the day, this was just a hobby for us.
Yeah, it's just fun. But we had also, and every safety measure was made, wasn't it? For Toxicator and everything like that. Everything was safe and ensured that it was done correctly. There was no kind of forced done, and nothing was faked in any way.
No.
And it's a real shame because obviously things happened with the program, didn't they?
Yeah, and it's just such a shame that it did have to come to an end after its first year. I just personally believe if there wasn't so much negativity from the start, it'd probably still be going now.
Just to really finish on that, I mean, there's so many other programs and creator influences, and
Blackpool Pleasure Beach have theirs. Merlin have one of their own.
Yeah.
Like, places do have them, so I don't understand why Towers was such a target for having one. All they were trying to do was share with everybody the things that they've got available.
Yeah, and work with that community. And you know what? I think they did their best. They really did. And we can only say thank you to Towers and everyone involved in that. And we really appreciate everything that you did for us. Because, honestly, we had the time of our lives last season.
We really, really did. I can't believe how lucky we were.
But we got to share it with you, and that was the point of the programme. We got to share it with you, and we know we've spoken to people who have then gone on and done these experiences and had just as much fun as us. And that's what it was all about. Yeah,
it really was. Oh, it's just sad, isn't it?
It is sad.
The Alton Towers isn't perfect.
No, we understand that. Nowhere is.
And it never has been, and it never will be.
No, I mean, it's never going to live up to your dreams, is it?
No, it's not.
But it's an amazing theme park, and we are lucky to have it in the UK, and we are lucky to live so close to it.
What we've got to remember is it is still evolving. It is still changing. Like, people were saying that it's improved from the 2024 season to the 25 season. So just think about the opportunities that it's going to have in 2026 this season.
2027 and 28 onwards. Let's look to the future and stop trying to review a park from the past.
Yeah, 100%. We need to look forward. We need to look at what is good at the moment and praise that. Yeah, we still need to share our feedback when things maybe not be as good as what they could be.
Yeah.
But we still need to praise them for the good things that they are doing.
Yeah, and we've got to show them the support as a community for one of the biggest parks we've got. Otherwise, we are going to lose them. There's mass talks with Universal. That's a different story for a different day. But at the end of the day, Alton Towers is our home park. We are always going to love that place. And people might say we look at it with rose-tinted glasses, but we see the truths. We understand the issues. It's not perfect. But all we're asking is just go and have a day there for yourselves. Form your own opinions. Don't listen to everything you see online. We all know how it works with social media. Take it with a barrel of salt.
Yeah.
Go and have fun. Ride the rides. Stay late. Say hello to Emily.
Can you find me?
Because you don't want to be a traitor.
And make your own memories. Because we've made so many, and we are glad that we started all of this.
Yeah, we really are. And yeah, I just want to finish the video just to say a massive thank you to every single member of staff at Alton Towers that have made our days, that have helped us, that just make us smile because they've spoken to us in the queue line, or that go around making people's day.
Because you've made our years.
Mic drop.